How's it going, Corporate Dropout fam? We are back again with another episode. My name is Ben. Let's get into it. Today we are going to talk about some of the ways that the wealthiest people spend their time to maximize their productivity, to get the most done, and to really optimize their life. Personally, being a business owner, it's tough to spend time working on me, doing stuff that I know is going to benefit my mental, my emotional, and my physical health. It's difficult to find that time to do it. But the wealthiest, the millionaires, the billionaires, they all do stuff similar to this, what we're going to talk about today, to maximize not only their time, but their potential as well. Welcome to Corporate Dropout. You're probably asking, what is that thing that these people do that makes them wealthy, that makes them successful? And it's pretty simple. It's spending time alone. The most successful around us have realized that taking that time to spend alone is critical to being productive, to maintaining their mental health. Too much time with others and you just get distracted. And it's a way to be productively procrastinate. People who spend a bunch of time with other people and constantly have stuff going on in their schedule, they may feel productive, but at the end of the day, they're drained and they can feel it, and they may think that they've done productive things and spent time with people like they should, but there's a lot to spending time alone and spending time in your own head and working through some of the challenges and difficulties and questions of life on your own. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you get notified of all of our videos. Let's dive in. Most people are super uncomfortable just being alone, being quiet, putting down their phone, putting electronics away, and just being present with themselves. There's a lot of people that are super uncomfortable just being in their own company and spending time with themselves. It's tough. I get it. I've been there, done that. But this can allow you some time and some freedom to start exploring some of those passions and some of the things that you want to do outside of the dogma of other people. Learning to explore your mind, what does that mean? It means taking time for some growth and development. Read books, take some online courses like the ones through Mind Valley, or maybe use Udemy, or start that side hustle that's going to help you escape that 9-to-5, or maybe watch some Corporate Dropout videos. A lot of our time is spent worrying about the needs, the interests, the opinions of others. And this alone time is going to help you focus on yourself, and it's going to help you move forward towards the goals that actually matter to you. Second thing we're going to talk about with some alone time is the ability to reconnect creatively. This time is going to give your mind some space to wander, and it's going to strengthen those creative bonds that you may be neglecting. The more time you can spend disconnected, the more time your brain is going to have to focus internally and to reconnect some of those creative links in your brain. There's even research that shows that alone time can help physically change your brain, helping to fuel your creative process. There's even a study that shows that people who purposely withdrew to spend time alone, they were exponentially more creative than their chronically social counterparts. Outside stimuli can often block our creativity as we mindlessly move from stimulus to stimulus, trying to keep our mind engaged in outside things because most of us are uncomfortable just being alone and spending time with ourselves. When you force yourself to spend time without distraction, your brain has space to go to these novel, creative spaces, and that is the key that most of these millionaires and billionaires have used to thrive and succeed. Not only that, but moving on to our next point, time alone is going to give you space to recharge your social energy. Many people think that living alone is negative. They cast it in this negative light. However, again, there's research that shows that people who live alone may actually lead richer social lives than those who live in combination with other people. Your social energy is free to recharge when you spend that time alone. That means that when you rejoin those social groups, you're going to be willing to put forth more effort and energy to show up for the people that matter in your life. It's so easy to constantly be drained by the interactions at work, then come home to people, than constantly being in the company of others. And what do we do when we feel drained? We hop on social media. We hop on TikTok. We hop on Instagram. We hop on Twitter. These things keep our mind engaged in mindless stuff so we don't have to think. We don't have to reconnect with ourselves because we're constantly being bombarded with outside things all day long. Yeah, spending that time alone, that time recharging your batteries may sound difficult at the beginning. It may sound like something that's gonna be stressful, something that's gonna put more stress on you because you haven't done it before. But I promise you, in the long run, if you stick to it and you consistently take that time to recharge, you're gonna feel so much better. Here's some of the things that I used to do to recharge my social batteries and not just sit at home, because we've gone through a pandemic. Most of us don't want to sit at home anymore. Number one, go to dinner alone. Go sit at a bar. Go do something by yourself where you're eating, but could be in the company of others, but not talking or engaging with others. That's a good first step. Another good one, go to a movie by yourself. Or do what Bill Gates does. Take a weekend trip alone. It's gonna give you time to reflect and reset. Bill Gates and other multimillionaires, billionaires, they regularly go on these solo trips. These trips that are unchained and detached from all of society. I mean, he keeps his phone at home. He keeps his laptop at home. He unplugs. And what does he do during this time? He spends time reading, planning, creating, building what he wants to build, and a map to get there in the future. And what has he said about this? Rapid growth in the upcoming weeks, the upcoming months. He's super productive when he gets back. And maybe you don't have the resources or the time to go spend an entire weekend or a day by yourself or alone. You can do minor things throughout each day to kind of help you get that reset. Meditating, reading, journaling, stuff like that is going to help reset your brain and recharge your social energy. Still, this is easier said than done. I mean, how are you supposed to know what to do when you're not spending time with others? How are you supposed to just dive into meditating? Don't. Do a couple minutes of reading, something like that. Build until you can spend hours or days by yourself. Whatever you do, it's essential to make it a daily, consistent habit because this stuff builds on itself. It builds on itself, and then someday you're gonna like spending more time with yourself than you do with other people. That's completely okay. That means you're growing. One of the most life-changing experiences, the most life-changing experience I ever had, was I went down to Costa Rica in the jungle and spent an entire week detached, unplugged, and worked on myself with the help of some plant medicine. But the whole point is it's easy to resist. It's easy to struggle. It's easy to fight, but it's a hell of a lot harder to just be. And learning to just be, to not struggle, to just simply be with yourself, that's when you know you've made it. That's when you know you've reached that next phase of growth. Spending that week really did change my life, and it can change yours too. Just consistently spending time alone is really gonna have that effect on you. If you want to learn more about the week that I spent in the jungle down in Costa Rica, we'll put a link in the bio to Rhythmia. It really is a great place. It's a life-changing place, and I'm not sponsored by them. I don't get anything from this, but it's just something that I wanted to mention because it was the most life-changing experience I ever had. So, what did we learn today? Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you learned one of the big tools that the giants among us use. Spending time alone and learning to reconnect to that creative force within us. It's so easy to get distracted, to constantly fill our time with things. But the most productive way to move forward and to grow is just spend time alone, to be. Don't resist. Put all that shit down. Just be. That's all I have for you today, guys. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like this, make sure you leave a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and get notified so that you don't miss the next one. For everyone here at Corporate Dropout, see you next time.